Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the reggae music artist Vibrations. Hey, Vibrations, how you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing so wonderful. So glad to be here. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing great too. Thank you, brother, for being with me. And listen, I'm looking forward to sharing your journey as an artist if we can, Vibrations. But first, okay, if we tune into your track Higher.
Absolutely. Let's give everybody the beats.
Agreed, man. All right, let's all tune in now to reggae music artist Vibrations with Higher.
Hear me now, girl. Whoa.
Sandra, Sandra, you're gonna be my baby
Yes. It's about that time, so girl, let's face it. Yeah. Nah, go lie, woman, your vibe is so sacred. Oh, yeah. We've been provided with the best love, let's make it. Oh, girl, oh. We've been provided with the best trust, let's take it. I said, higher, higher. Y'all wine and go down, I crave your sweat, so higher, higher. I know just what time it is, so let's go. You are definitely the one for each and every endeavor we encounter. In the name of love, I found her. And to not forgetting our bedroom, that's when I make your flower bloom. Girl, I got you, time to make that good thing blossom. Hear me now, girl, me praise the Father. Blessings I receive to move with order. Love you back, me now go like. Or the way you hold me down, me ball and grind. Enough man they are road, I feel them something, yeah. Yes, it does exist, you have to find it. Now go fret, cause I have realized as a guy that hurt inside, I'm willing to try now. Higher, higher. Y'all wine and go down, I crave your sweat, so higher, higher. I know just what time it is, so let's go. You are definitely the one for each and every endeavor we encounter. In the name of love, I found her. And to not forgetting that bedroom, that's when I make your flower bloom. Girl, I got you, time to make that good thing blossom. Sandra.
Vibrations, man. I love the vibe. I really appreciate it. And thanks for letting us share your music with our audience. Can you tell me now, where are you from and how did you get involved in becoming a reggae music artist?
So, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. That's where I grew up, Crown Heights to be specific.
Uh-huh.
So that's all, born and raised. That's where I'm from. I spend majority of my life there. And how I became into reggae music is it's kind of a distant thing with the time, because I didn't start off with reggae music.
Uh-huh.
I didn't start off with reggae music. I actually started off with hip hop, with rapping, because of my surroundings and because of the nature of where I grew up and things like that, and the school I went to and my friends and stuff. But however, my area, side note, my area is a melting pot of Caribbean individuals. But of course, growing up in the States, you hear a lot of hip hop more than that you would hear Caribbean music just overall.
Right.
So just to answer your question in full, I started off with hip hop, and then going into some years, I just developed some singing habits. Started to dip into R&B, and then when I left New York City, like around I want to say 2012, I moved further in the South, North Carolina, and then I started to get homesick. So when I started to get homesick, it was the reggae music that I was missing. So that's when I kind of changed just almost everything about me, just my out view, my look on life and stuff like that. And I also changed the dynamics of my artistry. And that's how I've gotten into reggae music.
Oh, Vibrations. That is really cool, man. And really kind of, ironic or unexpected that you would start off in New York in that urban market that hip hop commands, to have relationships in which, they're all fans of hip hop. I'm sure that you were big fans of a number of different artists, and that was kind of your vibe. But then to kind of translate into a reggae vibe, which has, such a legacy and, strong, purposeful, spirited music that comes out of the Caribbean, which must be your heritage, right? Is your extended family from the islands?
Absolutely. So my mom is from Haiti, and my father is actually from Cockburn Pin, which is, I want to say Kingston 11. I hope I don't get that wrong. But yeah, he
They'll
he
forgive
was
you, man.
he was born and raised in Cockburn Pin, Jamaica.
Uh-huh.
So that's where that, and he's actually Professor Grizzly. So he was an artist himself.
Oh, I see. Well, obviously
Yeah.
that's a tremendous influence on you, and you can
Yes.
understand there's a coming home element for reggae music with you in terms of going
Absolutely.
back to the roots, right? And that's another dynamic of that as well, is that you came from New York, but also you've got family from the island. And so does that open up some opportunity for you to be able to back and forth travel, have in essence be connected a little bit more directly with the islands? Tell me about that.
Absolutely. Well, with the beautiful dynamic with that is, through the grace of the Most High, my grandmother is still here. She's still present. So she's been on the island for this whole time. I haven't seen her since, I was 4. So these recent years, I've been able to come back here and then understand my history just through her alone. Like not even mentioning the music or mentioning, my artistry, through the lineage of my father. But just to connect back home in that essence, to see where my personal things come from, like even down to my mannerisms, why I think a certain way, and down to how I look, so
Sure.
things like that, like what makes me my make it, connects me in that essence.
Yeah, no question. I mean, that's the sacred grounds over there for you, because of that legacy and that history and that connection. So that's beautiful, because from that area, music and vibrations are so powerful, and so integrated into culture there. And I'm so glad that, in essence, your journey led you back in a way to embrace that and now be leading with some of your content that is so natural. And so let me hear about Higher. What were some of the inspirations for that track?
Oh God. So with Higher, I say with the writing, I'll go with the writing inspiration, and then I'll go with the energy behind it. So I'll answer that in 2 ways.
Sure.
So with the writing inspiration, I would often listen to this song by Jazz Leaves and Mortimer called After 3. So I just, would have the song on repeat, and then that's kind of like how the concept came about writing wise, in regards to, that, because I like the rhythm, and I just started writing to it as I would have the song on repeat, but I didn't finish it. I finished the lyrics when I came to Jamaica last year, in May of last year. So writing wise, that's how the song came about, like in regards to, just had to get into the essence of that. Energy wise, I've never done a 1-drop song till this record, Lovers Rock song. And there's something I've always wanted to do in regarding that, and for the simple fact that it was hard for me to find a producer or just production of that kind. You know what I mean? And that's where, with me listening to a lot of, like a whole heap of Lovers Rock, Rockers, and Rubber Dub, I've always wanted to do music like that. especially with stepping into the this creative side of my music life, into the reggae music. So I've never gotten a chance to do it, and I've been dying to do a song like this, just dying to do one job record. And then I came here last year, recorded it, and I found the perfect rhythm, which is what everyone's heard with the higher record, and then the rest is the great that you hear.
Yeah, yeah, man, it is beautiful, brother. You know, it's great when a composition like that comes into fruition and has the ability to evoke this emotional response in a listener, and it's truly doing that. And so, I love it. So let me ask this question now. When you were becoming an artist, were there other music artists that you looked up to, either from hip hop or from reggae, or you know, among multiple genres? Who are some of those inspirations?
That's a long list, but I'll shorten it. Just to give, so I'll answer that. That's perfect, because I can answer that with the journey of you know, how I started to, like I said, I started rapping in R&B and then reggae. So I can answer that with full circle.
Sure.
So starting off, I fell in love with the music. My first, and I'll say probably my biggest influence when it came to the music overall was actually like Mary J. Blige Share My World album, because my mom used to play that in the house a lot, like a lot.
Wow.
So to this day, that I would always dedicate my number one and initial influence of music overall to that album. So thereof, moving forward, what made me started to first writing was a Notorious B.I.G. freestyle. I forget the name of it, but it's the people know it. It's like I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8. Yeah. So that one was what made me started to, like, because I questioned, like, what is this? Now I'm introduced to hip hop.
Right.
And then I also had some friends around, you know, my neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods that was very, very, very popular when it came to doing rapping. So these were my influences from my early artistry and things of that nature. Now growing forward into now, per se, my influences, especially with the music, is my father, Professor Grizzly. Heavy on the Dennis Brown. Yeah, I stress the Dennis Brown.
Yeah.
And of course, the father himself, Barris. Let's see. I want to say, like, even in the era of like the Volcano sound, John Laws, like with those productions. I want to say John Holt, Half Pint, Branson Levy. So I listened to a lot of the old records.
Yeah.
And I even like even Janet Kay, like with the UK's Lovers Rock. You know what I mean? So artists like that, and then I can go on forever.
I know. I hear
but
you.
just to give a
It's
gist,
tough. It's a tough question,
yeah,
but the thing is like, the reason why I ask it is some of these influences that you had, these people that you really admired, and they moved something in you, in a way that frequency carries on through your own work. It has this influential, inspiring energy, like you mentioned earlier. And so it is definitely coming through in your creations. And I appreciate that your love for some of those artists, some of which I recognize and others I'll discover. And that will be true of our viewers too. And so let me ask this question. What are you working on currently? What's the current focus for you?
So my current focus right now, because I got a slew of unreleased music that I want to properly introduce to the world. So this is why I've chosen to start off with a record like Higher, because I want to let people know where not only where my energy comes from, where my creativity comes from, and where most of all the euphoria behind the music comes from. So starting off with that, I want to just do music by music, single by single. I'm actually working on an album which is pretty much done. I'm finishing the mastering. I'm entitling it called Divine Timing.
Beautiful.
So I'm working on that, you know, a few EPs and things of that nature, and also just sharing my story into, you know, letting people in and allowing people to know, like, you know, my reason behind everything, you know what I mean, in regards to my introduction to the music.
Your why, man, and you know, and why you're doing it, and listen, your track Higher, it's raising the vibrations, man, and it's so like, you know, relevant for these times. It's really important, you know what I mean, the struggle that continues everywhere in the world. It's songs like your Higher that helps connect us all, and not only to one another, but also to the living beings and the planet and the cosmos, and to source. And so all of these are really beautiful concepts, but they come into fruition in a musical composition like yours and other music that you'll be dropping soon. We're going to follow your progress, bro. So let me ask this question. Tell me about that. How do you promote yourself? What kind of social media platforms do you use?
So I mainly, because of the visuals, like I mainly use Instagram. So you can find, everyone can find me on there mostly, which is Official Vibrations. So Official and Vibrations, as I spell it as my artist name, VBRTNS. So Vibrations without the vowels. So just Official Vibrations. Everyone can find me on Instagram.
Oh, that is excellent, man. Well, we're also looking forward to you coming up on the FENIX360 app. And so, you know, we're going to follow your progress and root for your continued rising and ascension.
Absolutely.
You keep getting higher, my brother, man. So thank you so much for hooking up with me. I want everyone to tune in to the social media links you find below for Vibrations, and look for them rising on FENIX360. And thank you, bro, man. Respect. Appreciate learning about you and listening to your music, man. And you carry on. All right.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. You take good care.
Sandra, you gonna be my baby lover. Oh, yeah. Sandra, yeah. Sandra, you gonna be my baby lover. Well, Sandra, right. Well, higher. Girl, why not go down? I crave your sweat so higher. I know just what time it is, so let's go. You are definitely the one for each and every endeavor we encounter. In the name of love, I found her. And to not forget in that bedroom, that's when I make your flower bloom. Girl, I got you. Time to make that good thing blossom. Time to make that good thing blossom. Yeah, love you now, girl. Love you now, girl. Alright. Higher. Girl, why not go down? I crave your sweet so higher. I know just what time it is, so let's go. You are definitely the one for each and every endeavor we encounter. In the name of love, I found her. And to not forget in that bedroom, that's when I make your flower bloom. Girl, I got you. Time to make that good thing blossom. Girl, why not go down? Why not go down? Why not go down? I know just what time it is, so let's